So I can't tell you the reason why, but this is dead. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. I like to work on two Korean hornbeam. They are highly desirable trees. This photo I show you is taken from Kokofu exhibit in Japan, which is probably a 75-year, 100-year-old bonsai exhibit that's highly regarded. And it points out this Korean hornbeam is considered one of the most valuable bonsai. And you can see it's got tremendous amount of ramification, and how the tree grows into a round top as the tree matures. Although I'm a little surprised they didn't make the side also the round top, but rather slanted. But at any rate, Korean hornbeam is highly desirable tree. And I will show you these two trees I bought about 30 years ago when I was driving around Oregon looking for landscaping trees. I came across a small nursery that have about a half a dozen hornbeams in 5-gallon cans. These are the two I bought same time. But after 15 years or so, I planted this one into a bonsai pot and started to make it into a bonsai. Whereas this one I left it in the pot, growing pot, to let it grow. I must say in those days, my mix is not very sophisticated. It's not really very good. Nonetheless, it grew quite nicely. And some of this top part died off, but that could be a part of the design to show the age, which is fine, not great. I will say if I change the soil soon after this, this tree will grow much faster. That's just the nature of the tree. They actually like a clay kind of a soil for hornbeam. So let me tell you a little bit about hornbeam. This is called a Koreana, which is a Korean hornbeam, obviously. It's a very slow-growing tree, one of the smallest leaf of the hornbeam, as compared to the Japanese hornbeam, which has much bigger leaves. They do have one interesting characteristic. It's basically some of the leaves will hang on to the tree. It does not fall off in the winter time. And this is not so much for Korean hornbeam. There's a few left, you can pull them off. But Japanese hornbeam, essentially the entire tree is covered with leaves, brown leaves. So anyway, that's the scoop on hornbeams. You can see the bark turns white, and it's quite attractive. This is in the birch family. And unlike birch tree, the wood is soft. In this case, the wood is hard, which makes it much more durable as a bonsai, less susceptible to infestation. Okay, without further ado then, I would now work on these two trees. I'll work on this bonsai first. You can see the lawn is quite beautiful in a sense of the moss. And that's because this is in a birch family. It loves a lot of water. And given it's in the birch family, you can take cuttings. And I suspect you can also take root cuttings. I haven't done that because birch tend to send out suckers, although Korean hornbeam does not likely to do that, but I'm sure root cutting will work. So there is really not much to work on a mature hornbeam. I just go around and clip off, like these branches are getting kind of long and out of shape, so I cut them off. That's pretty much it. The ones growing down, you cut it off. So that's all I will do to this tree, and it will just look better and better every year as it increases ramification. And just really little fine pruning as you go, pinching for that matter, and you can keep the tree in shape. So I really love this tree. It's not very big, so in that sense it's not very showy, but you can see it's got a lot of personality, three-dimensional, and it's perfectly positioned branches. I love it. And like this, it's kind of brutal, but you cut it off because it shouldn't be there. So little fine tuning like that is all you need to do once a year, not much work. And you get to enjoy now the silhouette. And then in the summertime, full of green leaves, covered. Why not, you know, beautiful. So like this branch, little branch here, you see it's pointing down. No big deal if you leave it alone, that's fine. Like this one is pointing down, this pointing down, but okay, you let this one pointing down and coming out, but this one, you cut it so it goes sideways. Cut it down too. So when a tree is mature, you do a little fine tuning to keep it in shape, but it's really very little work and you can continue to enjoy your beautiful bonsai. Again, it's very subjective. You just cut it the way you feel like it, and it will be right, because by definition, it's the way you like it, and it's by definition, it's the right way, the right design. And so, you know, so you just keep clipping if you have time. If not, keep it as is, and it grows fine. So look at that, the bud is starting to shoot out. This is only end of January, and they're already starting to fill out. So in no time at all, in March, this tree will be full of greens. And look at the fissure. And that's the beauty about hornbeam. When this gets old, this will all crack to have that kind of fissure. It's really beautiful, and you just can't beat the age. So just gotta be patient. This tree will look better and better as time goes on. Now the other one, I let it grow bigger, and therefore the branches are not at the right places. That's why I say, if you want the tree to grow, the branching to go in the right direction, you have to clip off the ones you don't want. So let me do a rough shaping and then decide what to do. Now this part is actually, unfortunately, this year died for whatever the reason. Birch is a little bit funny. Birch family trees are a little bit funny in that regard. So I can tell you the reason why, but this is dead, so I just break it off. And then leave the stump to decide what to do and use this as the bonsai. And so let me come to the front and do a little clipping to get it to shape, and then let it grow out and fill out the ramification in the right place. And I'll be now more careful. I'll change the soil to more of a clay, my standard mix, which is 1 part sandy loam, alluvial sandy loam, 1 part perlite, and 1 part coconut coir or peat moss. Okay, I generally don't like things to grow out of the crutch, so to speak, so I cut this off to accentuate this curve. And the same thing here. And like I said, the wood is relatively hard, which is surprising for birch family. So you cannot generalize, always have to be specific. Basically, just clean off the redundant branch so that energy will go into the right branches that you want to encourage to grow as part of your design. So that's really all I would do. There's not much more to do. It looks bare now, but it will grow out. And I'll show you again a year from now, or this one could be 6 months from now. But again, this one, it grew fine because I water it constantly, but it really isn't happy because it's not very clayey. It's more of a loose mix that I was told to use. There are a lot of misinformation that works for the old timer because they water it very carefully, whereas you know, we don't. Sometimes we miss, and that causes the strain on the tree. So I think that's what I'll do today. Today what I did is I show you the differences of the growing rate between a tree that's in a growing pot versus one in the ground. The one in the ground will probably be about this big by now. And then this one is growing in a growing pot. These two are the same age, and yet you can see the difference. And this one looks much more beautiful because the energy went into the branches at the right places due to pruning. So that's all about bonsai, is by pruning and channel the energy going to the right branches. With that in mind, then, I want to thank you, and I hope to see you next week. Please stay tuned. Well, thank you very much for watching today's video. Subscribe to our channel and tell a friend. And most importantly, go to our website and sign up to become our VIP so that we can send you announcements of special considerations. Thank you very much. See you next week.